Hey, welcome. It's a new week. It's a new day. It's a new Your Daily Scrum. I'm Professional Scrum Trainer Ryan Ripley. That's Professional Scrum Trainer Todd Miller. We get together each and every day answering a question from you, our beloved viewers and listeners, if you're in podcast land, answering your questions about Scrum and some things Agile. Today's question, Todd, is brought to you by our Scrum 101 Framework course. Where are you at? It's a free course. Go get your PSM I certification. Go take on the world. Check out the course. It's free. It's in a playlist here on the YouTube site. And level up, get your cert. Let us know in the comments how you did. Todd, today's question: how do you convince a Scrum skeptic to use Scrum?
Yeah. So there's been quite a bit written about this, and I kind of stand by. So I don't remember which of his books this is in, but Mike Cohn has an idea on this that I actually really like, to tell you the truth. Where you have them champion themselves as a skeptic. Just say, I understand you're skeptical about it. So challenge everything. Challenge everything that I'm saying, challenge everything I'm doing. Now, Scrum Master, you got to be prepared for this, but encourage them to challenge it and be equipped to explain the why behind why we're doing things. Why are we having a daily Scrum? Why do we have a sprint review? Why do we have a sprint retrospective? What's the need for planning, right? So I kind of like the idea behind anointing a champion skeptic. I've used it before and it's worked. So I just thought that was kind of a cool idea. That's been an idea that's been around, I think, for quite some time.
Yeah, and I think most people who are skeptical of the new thing, whether it's Scrum or anything else, they enjoy that role of skeptic. And I think it's valuable to have people pushing back against ideas, in so much that it requires you to have evidence about what you're doing, right? You can't just wave your hands and say, hey, this is the shiny new practice and we're going to do it because it's better. Well, how do you know? I think that's a great question. And the skeptics can help push us to measure and manage and sort through what we do and do not know. When I've been in this situation, Todd, first of all, I think, Mike Cohn's suggestion is great. Have a professional skeptic, hopefully respectfully interacting and being a good skeptic during that time. But also what I have found is, if I'm a Scrum Master, I'm working with executives who are anti-Scrum, there's usually some fear of loss. And I try to work through that too, right? What's the concern that they have? Are they going to lose control? Are they going to miss schedules? Are they going to look bad? And then start using the framework without using the terminology to solve problems that they currently have, right? What I have found is, if you walk into an office, there are times where if you say, hey, we're going to do Scrum, and the defense and the walls go up. But if you walk in the room and say, hey, do you mind if we do a lightweight requirements document, just enough to get started? Every day, the developers are going to figure out what a good day could look like. After a couple of weeks, we want to really pull you in, get some feedback, make sure that you're happy with the direction. And we might repeat that, every few weeks, just so that you're in the loop. We're protecting the investment, and we get some good feedback from our stakeholders. Is that cool with you? And I've never met an executive who said no. Mm-hmm. But the second you start saying Scrum Masters and sprints and sprint reviews and Agile, defensive walls go up. So why not just talk about behaviors instead of throwing all this jargon at people, and actually use the behaviors to express how that person is going to benefit? I have found that to be pretty effective too. Yeah.
What's in it for them, right? Rather than just coming out, throwing terminology out and taking a like thou shalt stance on it. What's the benefit in it, and what do we gain by it? And a lot of people, once they see and understand that this team that you could be part of a team that has, like autonomy like you've never seen before, it can be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but oftentimes these people that are champion cynics of it and skeptics tend to be the biggest supporters. That's what I've seen, is people that are inherently skeptical about it at first, I've seen turn into the biggest advocates, which is I don't know if you've seen that pattern, but for me, it's what I've seen happen a lot, which is kind of cool.
Oh, absolutely. Right. The skeptic often turns into the champion, which is a great thing to see. This is a tricky area, right? Often the skeptic, what I've found, Todd, and maybe this is a good video for another day too, they feel like something's been forced on them, Like Esther Derby has this thing in a lot of her keynotes where she'll say, people are not resisting Agile or Scrum. They're resisting the coercion behind it. They're resisting being told that they have to do something. And I have found that that's often a big blocker, and it creates skeptics as well, forcing Agile on people, forcing Scrum. Working through invitation clearly is going to be better because people have the choice and they have skin in the game, right? They're choosing to work in a certain way. So lots of good things out there, lots of good materials. The last thing I'll say is, just cannot emphasize this enough. Drop the jargon. If you walk into a CEO's office, she doesn't want to hear about sprints and Scrum Masters. She wants to hear about all the great things that Scrum can do for a company without the terminology. Your CFO, you walk in the office, you start talking about Scrum Masters, they go, they get bored, but you start talking about revenue recognition, protecting investment, lowering risk. Suddenly they're interested and the barriers go down. So be smart, understand your audience, figure out what's in it for them. Like Todd said, embrace the skeptic. The Mike Cohn suggestion is awesome. And maybe you'll make some good ground here.
Yeah, do it.
All right, end screen time. Todd, what should people do to like and subscribe?
Well, here in the Northeast, it's getting warm. So I think what would be really cool to do is to go outside and put your hands over your head and hold them there until your shoulders get really tired from holding them. And just at that point, come back, open this YouTube channel up, and click like and subscribe, Ryan.
It'd probably take the pressure off the shoulders, right?
Take the pressure off the shoulders, relax your shoulders. So I don't know how long you can do. I don't know how long you can keep your hands over your head, but knowing that you can come back here and click that like and subscribe button to get you some shoulder relief, that's the trick, Ryan.
Love it. Once you click that like and subscribe and your arms are covered, check out our socials. Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter are pretty active. We're usually picking fights, and maybe you'll see some more reactionary kind of stuff coming up in the future. Some videos are going to pop up here. The one on the left is the Scrum 101 course. Check that out. Go get your cert. Advance your career. Let us know in the comments how that goes. The algorithm thinks you'll like the one on the right. We do too. For Todd Miller, I'm Ryan Ripley. Go forward, do some great Scrum things. Embrace the skeptic. Don't fight the skeptic. And we'll see you tomorrow.